In today's video, we're going to look at one of the really annoying aspects of online dating, which is breadcrumbing. This is going to help you to identify which of the guys you're talking to are actually likely to be ready for a serious relationship and which ones who are just kind of interested maybe. You can then devote your time and your energy to the guys who are actually going to be worth your while. So hopefully this will make online dating much easier and much more enjoyable. Of course, this isn't the only issue with online dating, so make sure that you do subscribe now for all the best advice on how to find and maintain a great relationship. So what exactly is breadcrumbing? The term breadcrumbing comes from the old fairy story about Hansel and Gretel, who were led into the woods by their evil parents to be lost. They found their way back following a trail of pebbles the first time, but the second time they didn't have any pebbles, so they left a trail of breadcrumbs instead. They couldn't follow the breadcrumbs home because they had all been eaten by birds. Okay, you following me so far? When it comes to dating, breadcrumbing is when a guy leaves a trail for you to follow, hoping for a relationship. That's you hoping for a relationship, not necessarily him, but the trail is made of breadcrumbs and it disappears before you're able to find your way. This leaves you feeling lost and confused. And every so often, he'll pop back up, throw out a few more breadcrumbs, and if you try to follow them, you're just going to get lost all over again when they disappear again. Now, sometimes people do get busy, and there can be reasons that people can't stay in touch properly. But breadcrumbing is different. It's like he wants to keep you following him, and he wants to keep you feeling and getting lost. Now, every time you decide to just ignore him, up he pops again. You can't quite forget him, but you never actually get him. At most, you get a vague suggestion that you might get him, maybe. So what are the signs that he's breadcrumbing you? The first sign is that he flirts a lot, but he never actually arranges an actual real date. This guy is great with words. He is the best flirt in the world. He will send you loads of lovely, fun, flirty messages that make you smile. He'll say, yeah, we should do that. We should, go do this thing, without actually arranging a date to do it. He might tell you about a great bar or a gallery that he knows you'll love. But it's always, oh yeah, we should totally do that soon. Or maybe next week. Whatever. Flirty in his comments, but not in terms of actually arranging anything. Also, his affection when you're talking, when you're in contact, is absolutely off the charts. He is lovey-dovey, fabulous. Okay, but his actions don't match his words. So he will give you the best compliments. A guy who's breadcrumbing you is pretty good for your ego, actually. He's going to tell you that you are the most perfect woman in the world. You're the most beautiful woman he's ever met. You're everything that he's ever wanted. He'll probably tell you that he was, thinking about you while he wasn't talking to you, but nothing changes. It's important to note the compliments that he gives you won't be hugely personal. They won't be tailored just for you. Being the most beautiful woman in the world, it's lovely, but it's not very personal or specific. The next thing is that he'll send you shallow conversations or memes or something cutesy, but there's no real conversation or depth or sharing or intimacy between the two of you. In terms of these messages, it could be a, hey, how are you? Or alternatively, he might send you, a funny meme that links to something you've talked about before. For example, so I have two stunning rare breed dogs, and I'm obsessed with them. So a guy who's breadcrumbing me might send me pictures of similar dogs from Instagram or TikTok videos of a cute dog doing something silly because he knows that I'll like it and I'll respond to it. But it doesn't really take knowing much about me. So what he's not going to do is connect with me about something meaningful. He won't ask me about something genuinely personal or be really interested. He won't ask what my dreams are for the future. If we're talking about holiday destinations and I say that I love Denmark and I go there every year or more if I can, a guy who's really interested in me is going to ask why. What's behind that? What do you love about it? If he's breadcrumbing me, he's much more likely to say, oh, that's cool. I really want to live in Spain, and then move on to something else because he's not interested in intimacy. He just wants to keep dropping those breadcrumbs so that I keep following him. The next sign is that they stop responding if you keep talking to them, but they'll start up again weeks or months later, provided you've backed off and stopped talking to them. Different guys will breadcrumb in different ways. The conversation might only last for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, and then they stop talking to you. Often, this will be around the time that you start suggesting dates that you could meet up, or if the conversation gets a little bit more personal, or you start asking more personal questions about them, whatever it might be. So then you give up on the conversation, you might even forget about them, but then they pop straight back up again and start saying hi. And again, this can be weeks later, months later. They might even wait, a year. That's some pretty dedicated breadcrumbing there. The next thing is that they're not going to talk to you about why they were out of contact for a while. So when they start talking to you again, there's no discussion of why they disappeared, what happened, what was going on. There might be a brief kind of apology, something along the lines of, hey, it's been ages, how have you been, is much more likely. And if you ask why they disappeared, they might say, yeah, sorry about that, things got kind of crazy. And that's it. Now that's not an apology. That's not a real explanation. And there's certainly no contrition and there's no accountability. It's just seen as something that this is just how it is. And you might even be left wondering whether you're being unreasonable for being unhappy about this. And just in case you're wondering, no, you're not. Breadcrumbing is unreasonable, and it's okay to expect a reason for why someone's disappeared for the last 12 months. That's not okay. When a guy is breadcrumbing you, you're going to have these long gaps, and you'll often feel like that's about you, that you did something wrong. And if you ask about that, he's going to go, oh, no. It's nothing to do with you. Again, not really give you any real reassurance, just a bland statement, just a quick throwaway something or other to move the conversation away from why he wasn't around and back to the flirting, which is the bit that he enjoys. So the next sign that he might be breadcrumbing you is that you keep wishing that he was more available. Now, when you're actually with a guy who's breadcrumbing you, whether talking online or in person, it seems great. And when they're not, you're wondering why and you're craving them. So this is part of what makes this so much of a problem, why breadcrumbing is so cruel. Now, you're probably familiar already with the fact that narcissists are incredibly charming, and most abusive partners start out by love bombing to get you hooked. Now, someone who's breadcrumbing you most likely isn't at that level, though there is a slight risk that he might be. Breadcrumbing is as often accidental as it is malicious. He might not realize he's doing anything wrong, but that's not really an excuse. And there's a similar pattern to abuse. He's incredibly charming and engaging. When he's with you or talking to you, he's perfect. That's why you focus on him so much, but he's not going to sustain it. Now, if you do meet up with him, it's most often for a booty call, and then they go quiet again. Now, there is nothing wrong with enjoying sex, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with wanting a hookup. If a booty call is all you want, that's cool, that's great. But the main thing is that both people need to know that that's what you're aiming for. If you're hoping for a relationship and he's letting you believe that that's on the line, and what you get is hookups, you're going to be unfulfilled and unhappy. And let's face it, great sex, unfortunately, is pretty much the biggest, tastiest breadcrumb there is. The next sign that he might be breadcrumbing you is that he is super private about his life, like really, really holding everything in. You don't get him to share anything meaningful. You don't know about his family or his work or really anything else. Now, this makes it easier for him to just walk away when he finally decides that he's done stringing you along. The next sign is that you often feel bad about yourself after talking with him. Now, it's not that he's trying to make you feel bad. He's not trying to be a bad guy, but he's not making you feel important or valued. Now, even if you're not going to be in a relationship with someone, online dating should be fun. Being breadcrumbed is okay when he's actually talking to you. That's kind of fun. As I said, he's charming, but it sucks when he's ignoring you. And it can teach you that you don't deserve to be valued or treasured or even just respected. And it really gets in the way of you actually finding someone who does take you seriously and wants to offer you the type of relationship that you deserve. Finally, he will probably like your online posts or even comment on them far more often than he actually talks to you in a one-on-one context, again, online or in person. Liking your public posts or making a flirty comment, even when he hasn't spoken to you for weeks or months, is peak breadcrumbing. It leaves you a little bit off balance, it raises your hopes a bit, but it also maintains plausible deniability for him. Now, we're going to do another video soon about how to deal with breadcrumbing. But for now, I just want to say that recognizing it is a really important first step. Once you know that a guy is breadcrumbing you, you can make an informed decision about whether you're okay with the attention and happy not to take it seriously, or whether you want to walk away entirely and focus your attention on someone who is in for the long haul. It is completely up to you what you want, and not everyone will have a problem with breadcrumbing. But if breadcrumbing is upsetting to you, or if it's not giving you what you need, this is a really good time to practice setting boundaries and walking away. So that's what we have to say about the signs that he's breadcrumbing you. What are your thoughts? Is this something that's happened to you? How did you deal with it? Let me know in the comments, and let me know if you have any questions about breadcrumbing, because as I say, we're going to be doing another video soon. So if you have questions, do let me know and I'll do my best to address them for you. Well, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye.